On this episode, Chris opens a door, breaks a bullet, and provides car assistance.
So, jetzt kriegt ihr mal ein paar Eindrücke, wie unser Auto aufgebaut ist. Also hier sitzen sie ja immer auf der falschen Seite und fahren. Das ist soweit okay. Hier verpacken wir unsere ganze Ladetechnik. Da sind ganz viele Stromkabel drin, Powerbanks und so weiter. Hinter mir ist das Schuhlager und die Getränke, weil da kommt nämlich die Klimaanlage raus. Das heißt, wir haben immer schon kühles Wasser. Hier haben wir es abgedeckt, damit da keiner reingucken kann. Die Scheiben sind aber eh verdunkelt. Ansonsten sind der erste Koffer, der aufgeklappt ist. Hier hinten ist dann der zweite Koffer, der aufgeklappt ist. Unsere Wasservorräte nochmal zusätzlich, 2x10 Liter Beauty-Zeug, Handtücher, die ganzen Sachen, Stativ, Fotoausrüstung. Hier in den Seitentaschen sind übrigens unsere Butangasflaschen. Da unten ist das Zelt unterm Sitz. Hier ist die Hälfte vom Koffer, den ihr auf der drüben Seite schon gesehen habt. Und hier kommen dann unsere Einkäufe immer rein. Und hier sitzt dann der Georgie. Macht dann während der Fahrt alles Mögliche an Navigation, Essen versorgen, Nüsse, Handy. Und da sind unsere Fliegenhüte, die ich jetzt eigentlich mal hätte anziehen müssen. So, das ist das Gefährt in komplett. Jetzt habt ihr zumindest mal einen groben Eindruck bekommen, wie das hier aussieht und wie wir mit den Fliegen kämpfen. Ciao!
Good morning from Alice Springs. Unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to our campsite. After 3 days in Alice Springs, we leave civilization. It is 1,200 kilometers to Mount Isa, the next bigger town. We turn off the camera when we get into a police checkpoint. It's our 3rd week in Australia and our 3rd checkpoint. Chris must magically be attracted to them. He has to do a breathalyzer test. Please take the tube out of the foil yourself, the policeman said. And there we have it. The fear of corona is coming closer. It is March 17th, 2020, the day when schools close in Germany and our colleagues are sent to the home office. For us, this is all very far away. We make 4 cool stops along the way. The first one is at the Tropic of Capricorn. At the second stop, we find the turn-off to an off-road track that we would have liked to take as a shortcut to the east. But we are not equipped for that, at least not yet. At the third stop, we end up at the probably craziest roadhouse in the Australian outback, the Wycliffe Well Roadhouse, 380 kilometers north of Alice Springs. It looks a bit like a small Roswell. There are aliens everywhere. The owner has given his roadhouse this motto because of the many UFO sightings in the area. We have a bit of fun until we realize that we actually wanted to refuel. At the fourth stop, we discover a true paradise for Chris: rusty cars. At some point, we reach Kalu Kalu, as the Aborigines call the Devil's Marbles. These huge, round stones lie scattered over a large area in the landscape. We find these stones pretty cool. Some break apart over time, others start to shrink. Some stand on top of each other and others look like they are floating. Those interested can best Google the history of their formation themselves. As always, the answer is wind and erosion. By the way, the huge rock spheres are in the immediate vicinity of the Stuart Highway. On a nice walk, the Kalu Kalu walk, we inspect the Devil's Marbles. Chris, of course, with his lenses. Enjoy his pictures. On we go to Threeways, a very special moment for us on our trip. Threeways stands for a crossing in the middle of nowhere where there are 3 possible ways. First, continue north to Darwin, 988 kilometers. Or secondly, drive back to Alice Springs, 537 kilometers. And thirdly, turn east to Mount Isa, 643 kilometers. This junction marks the end of our journey north. Now we will turn east onto the Barkley Highway to drive about 1,500 kilometers through the middle of the outback to the sea. But we'll do that with you in the next episode. For now, we explore this intersection with fascination. By the way, Threeways is also the name of the roadhouse at this junction, where we treat ourselves with lunch. And we smile again, this time about the rather ambiguous interpretation of the name of this roadhouse and the matching stuff to buy in the shop. By the way, this is the biggest termite mound we found on our trip. Before we say goodbye to you, we still have to give you pictures of Alice Springs Desert Park, which for some unknown reasons didn't make it into the last episode. Enjoy this animalistic final. In the next episode, we will show you the roadhouse in Parkley Homestead and many driving shots towards the east. Subscribe to our channel if you don't want to miss it, and please leave us a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this episode. Thanks for watching and see you soon.